Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Tom Leahy with OptumMed. I'm here with my good buddy Candace Suarez. She keeps me straight. Yeah, she's
I do.
head of our counseling program. So we wanted to talk today. Oh, we were thinking about, I was thinking about juniors,
Hmm.
what they because they're really coming into the time that they really got to start thinking more
Yeah,
seriously about college application because they're just a few months away, right? Early
they are.
I
Yeah.
think they're in fall, 1 November, 15 October. But I think for a lot of people, there's this idea that it's you just fill out some stuff online and
Hmm.
submit it and you're done. But it's not that easy. There's a lot more to the application than just that. So we were going
And
to
it's
talk.
a lot more than just the GPA and test scores.
Right. So we
Yeah.
wanted to spend just a couple of minutes today to give you a quick list
Hmm.
um, of things to think about as you move forward, um, to be able to prepare yourself and be more competitive in terms of
And
your
we
application.
don't want to discount any freshmen and sophomores that might be listening too, because
That's right.
most of the things that we're talking about, starting earlier, having those things in mind,
Yeah,
will set you up to be in much better shape the fall of your senior year.
you
Hmm.
are correct.
Hmm.
Yes, very good. Okay, so you want to what are we going to talk about first? What's the first thing?
So we have 6 things we're going to talk
Okay.
about today.
Okay.
The first thing is GPA and transcripts because they are important.
Hmm.
Um, and I think the key is finding that sweet spot between challenging yourself and having high rigor in your courses
Right.
while still maintaining a good GPA.
Right.
But correct me if I'm wrong, but schools would much rather see a decent GPA, but with more challenging course load. Am I right?
Yes, I think the way they describe it is they like to see an increase in rigor year over year.
Yeah. Hmm.
So when you talk about freshmen and sophomores being cognizant of that,
Hmm.
you need to look at what your school's offering in terms of those higher level courses and not just think 1 year at a time, but think 4 year plan.
Hmm.
How are you going to demonstrate that increase in rigor as you move forward?
Right. So, for example, if you take 2 honors or AP courses as a freshman, you might want to expand that to 3 or 4 as a sophomore, and
Right.
increase that year over year while
Mhm.
still maintaining, a good GPA.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
Exactly.
the 4.0 GPA, but taking easy classes is also not going to get you anywhere.
No, they're going to see through that real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. They
Yeah.
like.
So it's that mix.
Yeah. All right. What's number two?
Number 2 is SAT scores or ACT scores.
Okay.
But I mean, a lot of schools right now are still test optional and
They
may
are.
remain that way, but we don't quite know.
Right. And there are a number that are still require the scores.
Yep.
And there
Hmm.
are some that even though they are optional,
Hmm.
they may require a certain level of high school GPA for it to be optional.
Right.
Or if you want merit assistance, they want your scores.
Yep.
Or if you don't submit your scores, you may have to write another essay.
Right. So
Yeah.
what we usually recommend is, not necessarily starting as a freshman and taking all those SAT prep classes, but get a baseline. Your school probably provides a PSAT, and that is some sort of baseline. But we usually recommend juniors in the spring take the SAT to
Yeah.
get to see where they're at, so they have the summer for any extra help they might need to boost those scores.
Right. Yes. You've noticed we have not said don't take the SAT.
Right, we have not.
Take take it. Plan on
Take
taking
it.
the
Hmm.
ACT, the SAT. You don't want to end up in fall of your senior year and you're looking at a college and all of a sudden you realize they want standardized
Hmm.
test scores and you don't have any, and then you're going to be jumping through hoops
And you're gonna be
and you're
scrambling.
going to be
Hmm.
behind the power curve. So plan on taking them, even though you hear all this stuff about schools being test optional. You don't want to be behind the power curve when it comes to application time.
Right.
So anyway, that's, I think, some sound advice. All right.
Number three.
Number three.
Number three is an essay. I like to talk about what this essay should not be.
Oh, okay.
It should not be a list of all of your accomplishments.
Right.
It should not be a research paper.
Right.
It should be a creative endeavor. It should be personal. It should be some sort of statement and description and story that tells who you are.
A story.
A story. Mm-hmm.
Stories are powerful.
Yep.
Stories, if you can tell what you want to tell through a story, it's much more powerful than just stating something, right?
Yep.
So,
yeah. Instead of saying, I'm a great leader because I've been captain of my soccer team for 3 years, they have read a million essays like that.
Right. Yeah. Soccer is okay for a backdrop.
Yeah.
But what's the story? Right?
And if you're trying to be interesting, something different, something that is only yours.
You want to get their attention. You have to get their attention. They're looking at thousands of these essays, right? How are you going to get their attention so they want to read yours in depth, right?
Yep.
And get to know you. And that's what it's about. It's about telling them something about yourself that's not been demonstrated in some other part of the application.
Right.
Right. All right. Very
Number
good.
four.
Number four.
Number four is your resume, your activities. Some students might not even think of this until they sit down in front of their application and start listing them out. But you should really be thinking of developing a depth of experiences instead of just joining 20 clubs. Again, you want just to tell a story of who you are.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. You couldn't possibly do anything of substance if you belong to 20, 25 clubs. You just belong, right? They want to see depth and breadth. They want to see passion and commitment to something outside of the classroom.
Yeah.
That you're going to bring to the campus besides your GPA and test scores.
And if you know your potential future career, choosing activities, community service activities, those kinds of things that relate to that, like joining clubs that have to do with your future endeavors, those are all
volunteering. So if you're planning to go down the health path, don't volunteer at the animal shelter, volunteer at a hospital.
Right.
So think about that as you move forward. And just so everybody knows that if you join Optimum Ed as a freshman in high school, we have this magical phone app that you can track all your extracurricular activities right there on your phone app. Very organized. It's all there. You don't forget anything. And when it comes to application time, we can print a report.
Yep. So it's all right there in front of you. Yep.
Beautiful. All right. What's next or last or next?
Number 5.
Oh, 5. Okay, 5. Still got
is demonstrating enthusiasm to attend, right? So this can be controversial because some schools will come out and say, we don't track demonstrated interest, but you really don't know.
They don't publish it. They don't tell you.
They don't publish it. They don't tell you what they do. So making sure that university, you schedule a tour, you get on your books of having visited, you can send them email questions. We have our students send them a resume of their activities ahead of time.
Follow them on social media.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Do these things. A lot of schools track it. Other schools, it may be inadvertent, but you don't know. So you want to treat them all the same way. And it's because it's a process, and come application time and all that, your top school may change. So you want to make sure you treat all of them as your top school.
Exactly. And you want to reach out to, heads of departments of a program you're interested in. All of that contact helps you. Or at least it absolutely can't hurt.
It can't hurt. Yeah. The more you visit, The more they
Yep.
see your face, the more they understand that you want to be there, right? So,
Mhm.
yeah, demonstrated interest. I think okay. So the
6.
the last one. All right, for the big finish.
Recommendation letters.
Okay.
Yep. So you want to pick someone to write your recommendation who knows you as a person and a student. Obviously, it should be a class that you care about, a class that you did well in, probably, a class that you were engaged and had a relationship with the teacher because you participated. Those are good recommendations to get.
Yeah. A good clue would be the teacher that if you wrote a paper for them and you get it back and they provided you a paragraph of feedback rather than
Yeah.
2 words,
Right.
a teacher that knows how to write. I mean, I mean, the most of them know how to write. Maybe they don't want to write. Let's put it that way. Maybe they don't like writing. Have a passion for writing, but
Right.
because this is about telling your story from their perspective, right?
Right.
So yeah, it's not, so it's important to know who you're asking for those recommendations. Okay, so
Yeah, so that's our 6 recommendations.
okay,
And guess
great.
what? We can help with all of them.
Yes, we can.
We can.
We can. We can advise and we can help. And the
Mhm.
earlier you start with us, the more we can help, and the more
Yep.
we can help you make those decisions about curriculum, about extracurricular activities, about looking at the right school to attend, what direction academically, all those things. You don't want to wait until fall of the senior year to
Yeah.
try to decide that. I mean, we can compress our
We
process into
can.
2 months, but we prefer to have 2 years or more,
We
right,
do. Yeah.
to deal with that. All right,
Mhm.
very good. How do they get in touch with us?
Any number of ways. You can email us at ask@optimumeducenter.com.
Mhm.
If you're seeing this on Facebook, you can Facebook message me. I'm
Right,
pretty responsive to that. If
right.
you just, wanting
Yeah.
to message.
Or
Or you
you
can
can
call
call
us.
directly, yeah,
I
804.
don't know.
I do. 804-417 804-417-4807
Yep.
is our office number. So any number of ways you can get a hold of us. Love to talk to you. We want to help. With that, we're going to let you get back to your day, and you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Thanks.
All right. Bye.
Bye.